this is gonna be like mid-month kind of short reading. Usually my monthly readings are like 30 to 40 minutes long, but this is, I'm trying to keep it under 15, so that's why I already shuffled the card and pick the card here, so that I just didn't wanna spend time on camera shuffling and getting it. I just wanted to focus on the reading. Hello Taurus, thank you for joining me here. Without any further delay, let's get into the reading. So what I see here, I see, okay, disclaimer, this reading gonna be, the feelings that I'm getting, the vibes that I'm getting out of it, is that it's gonna be a kind of partnership reading. My readings are not usually like that. It's kind of goes wherever it takes me. But I think this definitely is. I'm connecting with a group of Taurus, or the single Taurus, who is in a partnership with a person that it's really an excellent connection. It's really an excellent connection. The thing is, what's coming here is that I feel like you two are, very, very different. Very different means, I think something came up, something related to like similar kind of vibes, at least in the beginning. I think it's in the Scorpio reading, but that was a little different. But here, what I'm saying, like if you look at the card, like I feel like you guys are really vibing with each other. There is nothing, it just, the connection is extremely strong. The connection is extremely, it's like vivacious. But what's happening is, like, I feel like you two are coming from a different element. Like, it's like if one wants to fly, the other wants to swim, like that kind of difference. It's like you guys have the core of it, that your core essence of you and the person you are connecting with is synchronized, but the modality of how you do things is different. But what you want to get out of certain things, like like what you want to get out of your experience, what you want to get out of your like day-to-day life is kind of similar. The values are similar, but the way to achieve those values, the modality of way to achieve those values are kind of different. And that's why it's coming. It's like, even though the connection is strong, even though the love is there, even though the understanding, compassion, everything is there, all these like things that people long for when they get into a connection, there is obviously ups and downs, but those are the primary things that people kind of look forward. All those things are there, but it just somehow these differences is kind of hindering in terms of coming together in real life, in terms of like you guys think about each other, you guys are mentally, emotionally, psychically, even spiritually kind of synced. But when it comes to turn all these things, all these different modes of connecting with each other into something real, something like like going out together or living together. But if you are interested in that kind of setup, but whatever the when it comes to real, it could be anything depending on what kind of lifestyle you need or lead, or what kind of way you look at love. It differs on from person to person, but whatever you feel is real, like in a 3D world, it's becoming a little problem. Because let's say you both wanna have fresh air, and maybe get a I don't know, get a feeling of nice walk in the afternoon or evening. But the problem is, one wants to, let's say, one wants to walk by the, I don't know, one wants to walk on the Brooklyn Bridge, the another wants to walk on the Highland. Like that kind of stuff. It's like a different. You want the same, you want the experience, similar kind of experience, but it's just the minute difference, because you guys are coming from a different element. How you experience things is different, but what you experience is kind of similar, if that makes sense. I don't know, I kind of went on that. I just wanted to make sure what are the difference there is. And the thing is, it's kind of sweet, at the same time it's kind of frustrating. I get it. Why it is frustrating? Because the person you are connecting with, I feel like they really know that this is it. They really understand. I think you also know, but here I'm getting kind of your person energy is more prominent here. They are really feel like this is something that can connect them with so many other aspects of their life. If I'm showing this card, but this you know you get what you get out of the card, so this is the image of it. But anyway, it's like all is connected. So like I feel like that they really feel that this is it. It's like, it's not only just give them butterfly or whatever, that kind of feelings in the stomach when they talk to you. It's like a early kind of stuff, but it's more, it goes deeper than that. They feel like it's connected with their every aspect of their life, that this relation kind of act as a catalyst to in their every aspect of their life. It kind of motivates them, it's kind of inspired them to do certain things that they never thought that they could actually achieve. Not like material achievement, but let's say being mindful, or being more calm, or if they have high anxiety issue, this relationship kind of calm them down, kind of pull them on the ground, and they really like this. And it's like it goes beyond your relationship. It goes, so you see, it's not only just you two connecting. This connection is affecting them in every aspect of their life, and they feel like they are kind of improving, or they're kind of bringing all these positive changes that they have longed for, that they have seeked for such a long period of time. This connection is kind of actually making that happen. So they feel extremely like spiritually connected, and they feel like it just, not to sound like cliche, but they really feel like this is something, it's like meant to be. It's something that it feels so right. There is no logic that can hinders and that can divert them for that. It's like very 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 strong feelings that they get out of this, and they feel like it's like affecting every aspect of their life. But the thing is, I feel like you accept the change, the change, and not change, sorry, the differences that I have mentioned before. You kind of more accepting in that. You kind of welcoming those differences, you kind of welcoming those challenges, and you kind of, okay, all right, you like potato, I like potato, let's work together. That kind of, I like, you are more enthusiastic to know all these differences, to know how same situation can appear differently to different people, and you are kind of open to this kind of perception. You are kind of open to this kind of different experience of a same situation. you kind of wanna go for a journey and know all these differences and work through it. But they are, because they, like the queen bee, I feel like, like look at that, like it's two things, two bees on her hands. It's like both are equal, and you know they're just both are the same, but just standing in a different sides, but both function same, both characteristic nature kind of same, like, so you feel like, sorry, your person, the person you are dealing with or connecting with, they feel that, you know it has to be, this relationship has to be on the equal ground. You and that person need to feel equally validated, equally appreciated, equally understood. But sometimes they feel, because of this kind of certain primal differences, they feel like sometimes these differences break the synchronicity, and that when that synchronicity is broken, they feel that it is not equally distributed, the energy is not equally distributed. They also feel like that, actually they feel like that because of these differences, you suffer more, even though you are actually, whoa, let's go on the ride, that kind of mood, in a very calm way, not like, on a whim kind of thing. But they feel like you they wanna maintain that harmony all the time, and every time there is a dispute of, because due to these differences, they feel like it's not equally served. It's not, they feel, actually they are constantly thinking about you, they're putting you in the front. They're feeling like, oh, if I disagree with Taurus, then I don't want to hurt them. So if I hurt them, then that is not equal. They're like, they're this is so sweet. They're so much in love with you. They just don't wanna. They just wanna have all time this 100% synchronicity to experience the moment fully. But the thing is, you are experiencing this moment fully. You want to experience this moment with differences, because you understand that there is a differences, and it's, and you don't want to change anybody. You just want to let them be and enjoy them. They don't want to change you either, but they are constantly worried that being different and being not agreeable on certain things can make can create a, like disbalance in harmony. Maybe they are just little, they just, I don't know, I feel like they really really love you, and they just, you know it's gonna be okay over the time, because two people, when they come together, that doesn't mean that their ideology and their opinion always have to be synchronized, because they are two different people experience things differently. So there will be differences, and that differences is beautiful, because that's how you grow, you take one bite from there, and you experience how different these two bites are, and then you have, then you doubled up your experiences instead of having just one kind of experiences. So you understand that. I think you are in a more, I don't like the mature. It is, like, people think just experience differently, that doesn't mean that one is more mature than others. But you understand those dynamics in relationship. I understand those kind of, like a little hurdle, little bump on the road, which is actually needed in the relationship, but they just want smooth, because maybe they are just starting this kind of relationship while they are completely with another person and with the intention of togetherness for the first time maybe, and they just want everything to go smooth, and they are really working hard on that, and they are really working hard, and they are feeling like, okay, how can I change, how can I see the way Taurus see the world, so that I can be in the same page, I can be on the same page, and I can want the same thing, like I can want the same modality to experience those things, but like they are coming from that kind of mentality, and they are really working hard. And I feel like because they are so working hard, you guys are not really communicating that much, because they are so focused on making things right, what they feel like right. They are so focused to making things equal. They are so focused to making things similar. And that's why this focus kind of taking them away from this you not like connected wise. You guys are extremely connected, even though you guys maybe are away from each other. Maybe you guys are not seeing, maybe you guys are not even communicating, but you guys know, both of you know the the connection is there, and there is no worry, there is no place for doubt. It's just that established, but it just because they are so busy with in to minimize these differences and working on themselves, so then they can feel the way you feel, exactly the same way. And they are working so hard on that. That's kind of take all their attention goes towards that. And that's kind of that's why they are kind of, it may seem like they're drifted away from you, but they are not. They are constantly focusing on you and this relationship. But it's just irony, like the way they're doing it's actually pulling them away from it. And that's why, really, like look at this card. It's like a stranded. They feel like everything is just haywire. They feel like the ship is on the, like this is so funny card to me. Like they like the ship is on the top of the tree. What's going on? They feel like everything is ups and downs. The moment there is a little bit of difference between you and that person, they really freaks out. They freak out. They really feel like, oh my god, everything is falling apart. Why I am not getting on the same page with Taurus? I really, we want the same thing, but we kind of want in the same experience the same thing, but in a different way. Why that? Maybe I'm not getting a Taurus point of view here. They're like so focused on you. It's cute, but at the same time they're like okay, how can I say, they're like little taken by you, let's say in that way. They are little taken by you. It will take some time for them to understand it's fine to be different. Two people are different people. That's why they are two different people, and they're coming together to share a kind of collective experience. And every time there's a difference, they just go really, it really stresses them out. It really makes them very anxious, and they work more and more every time there's a little bit of difference. Every time there's a little bit of conflict, it just goes over like it just hits the fan. It just hits the fan. And they're like, okay, what can I do, what more I can work. It's like constantly working. It's like a busy bee, like working like a bee, like constantly focusing on how can I solve this. Okay, what are the differences? Let me think about this. Why this differences is happening? You see, my energy is like very anxious. It's like, why this energy is difference is happening? Why, how I'm not seeing the same way that Taurus is seeing? Like that kind of thing. And they coming from a very great intention, though. Then even though you may feel like this, they're drifting away from the relationship, but they're not. They're giving their everything into it, but the way they're doing it is keeping them so busy that it feels like that they're drifting away, but they're not. They're really focused. It's just such a lovely reading. It feels like two people are just wanna support each other, wanna see the wall together and have fun and create together. It's like such a inspirational and such a constructive energy that I'm getting. They are just a little bit anxious about it. And the thing is, you want to communicate to them that is okay, difference is fine, difference is beautiful. You want to communicate that, but they are so busy working on this, but that's why they are not even communicating with you, because they feel like they don't want to mess things up. They don't want to communicate further and create more differences. That's why they are holding them back. They feel like they need to figure out everything first, then they can come to you. But that's why you cannot really communicate with them that what you feel, you want. You are in your situation, you are thinking like, okay, let them understand. You don't want to force any kind of opinion onto them. You want to grow, you want them to grow in their own pace and coming to an understanding of the situation by themselves, but you want to be there as a support. But because of the lack of communication, you cannot really communicate that part to them, and they are like so busy working on these differences and make it right, but everything is right already. Everything is vibing in its natural frequency already. It just, they're gonna come, it just, they just love you too much. I mean, what is too much? What's the bar here? But they just really, really into you, and they just want to make everything right for both of you, so that there is no place for argument. They just don't want to waste time on arguing. They just want to experience every moment, so that they can really live in the moment and really get everything out of the moment, so that you both can grow from it. They have such a beautiful intention. I'm getting such a nice energy from them, and you, it's really beautiful. All right, okay, Taurus, I think this is where I'm gonna stop, and hope you get something out of it. And if you like what I do, you can always subscribe to this channel to support this channel, and to support me to keep on doing what I'm doing. And I see you next time. Okay, take care. Bye bye.